Coronation Street stalwart Sally Metcalfe could be sent back to prison in upcoming scenes on the ITV soap, as it seems her campaign to become a politician could see her suffering huge consequences. Sally, played by Sally Dinaver, has managed to shake off her past in recent weeks on Coronation Street and has once again thrown her name into the ring to become a local councillor for Weatherfield. Back in 2018, she served a stint behind bars after she was set up and sent down for a fraud she did not commit, but eventually, she was freed and has tried to carry on with her life ever since. However, during Thursday's episode of the ITV soap, a hint was dropped that she could soon be back in jail following some rather unconventional bribes she could have accepted. During the latest installment of the weeknight serial drama, Sally was holding a question and answer evening so the residents of the Cobbles could ask her questions about her campaign. Someone who was eager to ask about the political candidate's past was Maria Connor, Samia Longchamben, who doesn't agree with her neighbor siding with the developers who want to build on the red wreck. Knowing she needed to do something to make Sally sit up and listen, Maria asked the wannabe councillor about her past in local politics. With a huge audience watching, the stalwart replied, "My solid mayoral career was soiled somewhat by an unfortunate incident. Making matters worse by embarrassing the mother of two, Bernie Winters, Jane Hazelgrove, remarked, weren't you sent to jail for bribery and fraud? Well, the most important thing is I was acquitted of all the charges and now I'm ready to fight a new day on the issues which matter to this community," Sally added. It seemed bringing up her past behind bars was a sore subject for the political candidate as she brought the meeting to an end rather abruptly. Towards the end of the episode, Sally was speaking with her husband, Tim Metcalfe, Joe Duttine, and expressed her anger about her stint in jail being brought up. The stalwart said, "I can't believe Shush has humiliated me like that," to which her spouse told her she had managed to turn it around. "Well, I blame you. You should have been none the wiser about me endorsing Beaver's Nook if you hadn't been shouting your mouth off in that pub," Sally added. "Maria would have found out anyway because you were going to announce it at the Q&A," Tim told his furious wife. "Yeah, and the developers are going to wonder why I didn't and you can kiss goodbye to your Weatherfield County Christmas party invite," Sally said. Her husband apologized again but the stalwart told him not to, as she explained, "I'm going to get this community behind me by hook or by crook. So help Maria if she stands in my way," the political candidate continued, making it known she was not to be messed with. However, her methods to get her neighbors on side could see her resort to bribery in order to ensure her plans go ahead. With connections to Weatherfield County and a number of other high-profile figures, she could promise her fellow Cobbles residents the world. This could be seen as a form of bribery as she would be promising them privileges, without knowing whether she could follow through or not. As Maria gets wind of this, she could report her former friend to the police for breaching the campaign rules of politics. Unfortunately, the authorities could have enough evidence to charge the stalwart with bribery and cart her off to be held in custody. In court, the judge would be less lenient given this is the second time she has been in the dock on the charge of bribery. Could this be the end for Sally as a second stint behind bars becomes a more permanent move for her than embarking into the political world? The last time she was in jail didn't go too well for the mother of two, with the actress who plays the iconic character, Sally, explaining why. "She had her real ups and downs, she got beaten up, she hates it in there." The soap star explained as her alter ego was locked up. To not be respected anymore, to have been the mayor and then end up in prison, the whole thing was a nightmare, but the thing that kept her going was that she knew she was innocent so she believed she would get out. She believes in the British justice system, she's a law-abiding and honest citizen and I think she thinks that once it went to trial and they heard her side of the story, she could tell them the truth about what really happened and it would all be fine. This time around she would be guilty though, and it would not be as easy to clear her name of the charges put against her. When she was last in jail, she tried to exert control over her fellow prisoners so they could have a better life, so she could return to see how the scheme is going. Sally explained, Sally isn't one to sit back in prison, and in the weeks leading up to the trial she had been rallying the prisoners, she wanted to fight for prisoners' rights. At that point, prison was all very new to her and she looked around her and thought that it was awful and not what she expected. So she wanted to try and make it a better place for women with yoga and meditation. The whole idea is lovely but quite naive.